Hello there, this is Michael Kies. I'm hearing that buyers and sellers are being unreasonable in this tough market, and there's a lot of stuck sales with buyers not prepared to budge off their original offered price. So if you want to get things moving, I'm going to share that with you today. And there are 4 types of people in sales. The people who don't know how to sell in tough markets, and there's the people who think they know how to sell in tough markets, but they don't. And then there's people who know but don't act. And then there's the people who know how to sell in tough markets, they act on what they know, and they thrive. You can look at challenges as opportunities or dead ends. One day I was going to see a couple with a proposal, and just as I arrived outside their house, she called me to say, "Don't bother coming in, we've decided not to move." Now, some people could have said, "Well, that's it, that's over." I said, "Do you mind if I come in for a cup of tea?" So I went in for a cup of tea. 2 hours later, I walk out with the signed contract, and they are so happy they moved. I saw them recently and they thanked me so much for getting them happily moved into their new home. So if you want to turn more no's into yeses, then try these 3 things. First of all, communicate to connect. Now, there's 2 types of communication, digital and personal. So communicate in person. See the people and visit them. When you visit the buyer, you can look them in the eye, you can read the play, and you can work out what's best for them and lead them to make the decision that is right for them. And that is usually to buy the house that they're in love with. Number 2, my concern for you is always look at things from the other person's point of view. Ask yourself, how would I be feeling if I was a buyer in this market? And then you'll be able to lead the buyer. For example, my concern for you is that if you say no to this home that you love so much, you could have to start from scratch and look and not find another home that you love. So for the sake of $50,000, come on, just buy the house and get in the home you love. And if they say no, then number 3, break it down to the ridiculous. Ask them how long they intend living and enjoying this house, then break it down. For example, if you would own this home, how long would you think about living here and enjoying it? And they'll say somewhere between 10 and 20 years. Well, so let's say 15 years. So if it's the $50,000 we're talking about, divided by 15 equals $333 per year, or just $277 per month, or just $9.13 per day. I was with a couple one night. I did this and they still said no. So I went back to see the owners that night and I said, "Look, at the moment, sorry, these buyers can't afford to pay anymore." And the owner said, "Well, we can't afford to go any less." And I said, "Well, the house you're buying, have you asked them whether they'll come down 20,000? They said, "No, we haven't." I said, "Well, let's ask them." So we asked them. They said they needed time to think about it. So, and I was in communication with the buyers that were on this couple's house. And after 7 days, the buyers rang me and said, "You know what, for those 2 cans of Coke a day, we're going to go and we're going to pay the extra $20,000. I rang the owners. I was really excited. The owner said, "You'll never believe it, but the people we're buying the house from have just told us they'll come down to $20,000. So the owners had a real win-win in every way you look at it. If you want to make more sales by getting stuck sales moving, then communicate to connect in person. Have a "my concern for you" attitude by seeing things from their perspective, and then lead them to feel good about their decision to buy by breaking the difference down to the ridiculous. I ask you, what's more exciting? Watching footy on TV or going to the game? Going to the game is much more exciting. You see the play firsthand in person, and the same applies when you're working with buyers. Always see the play in person so you can read the play and lead them to make the decision that is right for them. If you'd like to make more sales, go to www.michaelkies.com.au. It's free and can help you make an extra $100,000 in the next 12 months. Always do your best. Wishing you every success in real estate. Until next time, this is Michael Kies.